Oh, achievement progress. Margarita zone. 1 out of 3. I see 2 dads have messaged me at the same time. Fear. Hey, are you up to anything tonight? Hugo and I were planning to go to the art walk downtown, and were wondering if you would care to accompany us. I would normally write a letter longhand, but I've run out of distressed parchment paper. Oh. Why can I see Damien and Hugo's chat? We're in a group. Karosael. Karosael, the space at computers. You can do this. Am I a hacker? No. But I don't even have a hacker alias. The feds are gonna bust down my door any minute now. I've got to destroy this computer. Karosael, this is a group chat. Oh, thank God. Do either of you guys know how to destroy a computer? You can run Derek's boot and nuke from a startup flash drive, but once you've done that, it's best to physically destroy the platters altogether. Victorians were well versed in information security. Thank goodness, Damien. Karosael, do you want to go see some art or not? Like, Hugo's very lost. I want it. Art is good. Let's go see art. I'm gonna, like, while this is loading, I'm gonna grab a blanket, because it's called the monthly art walk in downtown Maple Bay. I've never really been to one of these before, so I'm not quite sure what I'm in for. I think I'm here a bit early. Oh, it's inside. I always think, so, like, whenever we've had these in my local area, they're always outside. And, like, it's very interesting because so often these are tied in directly with, like, a wine walk or something like that, where you can walk around. There was a scavenger hunt one time. Like, these are fun. Check these out whenever you can. I don't see Damien or Hugo around anywhere, and I feel just a little uncomfortable standing among all these fancy art people. Karosael. I turn around. Hi, Joseph. It's Joseph! Joseph, what are you doing here? Joseph scoffs at you. Scoff, sir? What am I doing here? How could you ask me that? I'm obviously a huge art... appreciator? Appreciist.
Oh.
Okay, fine. Damien invited me to this art walk thing. I'm guessing he invited you too. Yep. Admittedly, a little out of my depth here. Thank God. I thought I was going to be the odd one out. Are you allowed to say that? Say what? You know. Thank God.
Oh.
Yep. I actually get double points. I'm glad Damien is part of the crew this time. I agree. I haven't given Damien nearly enough attention. I need to give him some attention too. Maybe we'll do a first date with Damien instead of a second date with Matt. Yep. I actually get double points when I say it since I'm a minister. The points you get into heaven. That's how it works. Anyway, where are the guys? I look and spot Hugo and Damien, who seem to have just arrived at the gallery. Good eve, good eve, good eve. Damien, you are a treat and a treasure. Evening, friends. Who's ready for some art? You know I am. I have no idea what I'm in for. Art is dead and nothing is real. Matt's not here, so I'm not gonna do that one. You know, we're excited for this. Like, it's a new experience for Karosael. You know I love looking at paintings that are in frames, and also paintings that aren't in frames. Art is good. And stuff.
Okay.
Well put, Karosael. All you have to know is that if you're ever feeling... All you have to know is that if you're ever feeling overwhelmed, there's generally always a table that has free wine and cheese. Free wine and cheese. We don't get free wine and cheese. We just get to have one. We get to buy wine. No cheese, though. I like art now. What a change. I've got the table in my sights. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna help myself to some tiny wines. Love you, Joseph, but we just spent the day with you and your family, so I'm gonna talk to Hugo and Damien. So, what's this first place? This particular artist specializes in landscape paintings of various locales within the American Northeast. I look at the art. It is rad art. At the risk of sounding uninformed, do all of these landscapes look like butts to you guys?
Oh.
Damien and Hugo lean in, examining the paintings in earnest. It would appear as if you are correct. Valid assessment, Karosael. Valid assessment, Karosael. Hey, this art stuff is pretty easy. Where's the butt landscape? Like, they should have put it in the background here. Where's the butt? Oh, it gets more complicated. Sometimes the butts are more symbolic, sometimes the butts are metaphors. Sometimes art is about the butts they don't draw. I hate it because he's not wrong. Interesting. Joseph returns to our group with tiny cheese and wine. What did I miss? Butts. I was right. I didn't even read it, but I was... Shame. The cheese is nice, though. Shall we visit the next place? I'm gonna do something really quickly with the sound. Can I... I'm gonna save just in case. Yeah, okay, so we saved. That feels better. That feels, yeah. We leave the first gallery and walk a few minutes before we reach another one. This gallery is a bit more crowded. Huge paintings of... I'm not sure. Hangs on the wall. Thank you, Abby. Oh. Oh, geez. What am I looking at here? This is abstract art. Oh, this is abstract art. I think the more important question is, what does this art mean to you? I feel like they're judging me just that little bit. Like, not a huge judgment, but just that little bit of like, can you hang? I stare at the painting, concentrating as hard as I can on its meaning. I wish you would have given me a painting to look at. It's a metaphor for the human condition. Reminds me of my childhood. It represents... It's a butt. How about it reminds me of my childhood? I don't like represents strife. That's like... And that feels cop-out. So, childhood. Gestures, the color, they remind me of my childhood, of my parents. Intriguing that you'd discover something so personal in an image so non-specific, Mr. Hunt. May I ask you to say a little more? Certainly. These vivid, simple forms communicate a solemnity that is betrayed by the raw expressiveness of the art of the brushwork, which, in a way, speaks to the essential nature of the human experience. The scars left by the passage of time and the turmoil of contemporary life are both contextualized and deepened by the rose-colored echoes of the pre-Oedipal consciousness. Slow down there, Karosael. Do us a favor and keep it simple. It's a butt. Everyone else stares at the painting. Yeah, that's definitely a butt. While a valid assessment, I can't help feeling your initial judgment may be closer to the artist's intentions. Maybe you're underestimating how much the artist liked butts. True. True. Most artists like butts. You are a servant of the Lord.
Oh.
We are all God's creatures. Even butts.
Oh.
Comparing this piece to the artist's body of work, I'm pretty sure this represents the sense of isolation he feels creating traditional abstract artwork in a field that's rapidly moving towards digitization. Wow, how do you figure that? Is that what it says on the placard? Is that what it says on the placard, Hugo? That's what it says on the placard! Hugo, you cheated! You're a cheaty McCheaterson. Oh.
Hey.
Let's look at a few more. Let's look at a few more of these. We walk around the gallery, sampling some more of the artist's work. I almost hate to say it, but abstract art is kind of growing on me. I thought they were going to reveal Hugo. Oh, that would have been great. Like, Hugo is the artist, and he's like, I did put a butt there. It's interesting that the artist chooses not to let their work be defined by, what's the word? Realism. Realism. As we're looking at one of the paintings, a patron scoffs loudly. I could do that.
Oh.
Excuse me? Hugo, not here. Damien's just like holding him back. No, please. No, come back here. The patron walks away, not noticing Hugo fuming right next to him. You say you could do that, but you didn't. You don't seem to have the intellectual depth or the artistic skill to execute a piece even a fraction as impressive as this one. Art is the truest expression of the self, and it seems like yourself is bad, so your art would be bad. Oh my god, I love this. I think I like Hugo a little bit more. Hugo's insult game is the best, but there's no denying his passion. Damien is holding him back at this point. Damien just like, please no. Not again. No. Friend, he's not worth it. Hugo manages to cool down. Smooths his jacket.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I just love art. Very much. I literally said that, like, what was it? The second time we played this, I was just like, I'm sorry, I just love art. Good, good. I'm glad. You feel the same, Hugo. We know, buddy. I pat Hugo on the shoulder. You know what would ease the mood? Is it cheese? No.
Oh.
It's wine and cheese.
Hey.
Co-signed. 4 of us head over to the wine and cheese table, which, thankfully, is grounded in realism and is actual wine and cheese. What if it was like... Okay. Bear with me. What if it was an art thing like this? And, like, on each floor, they would have a table with, like, wines, cheese, and fruits. The charcuterie tray. And so, like, on the first floor, it's just wine, fruit, cheese. Like, this is what you get. On the next floor, they've got a thing where it's, like, a wine pate and a, I don't know, like a dry cheese biscuit with dried fruits or something like that. Something where it's, like, it is the feeling of it. And then in another, like, the third floor, there's impressionism. And it's got, like, little dots of wine that are, like, jellied or similar to boba. And, like, little dots of cheese and little bits of fruit jams and stuff like that. Like, that's a good idea. One room just has a cow standing there. Just one. It's just the cow. Completely blank walls. Nothing else to see. Just a cow. We got one last stop on the tour. You lot feeling up for it? Is it gonna be any weirder than this art?
Oh.
It is absolutely weirder than this art. Let's do it! Joseph, I love you dearly. Damien, Hugo, Joseph, and I walk over to a performance in the street. Several masked performers in leotards undulate wildly on the ground, screaming both at each other and at us. So, quick question. Shoot. What is happening? I second this question.
Hmm.
Performance art. What does it mean? Again, I pose the very same question to you, Mr. Hunt. Yeah, that first one. Pretty sure it's going to be the first one. Fear of existence. The very humanity of being human. They really like screaming or butts. I'm going to say fear of existence. I want it to be butts. Because they're in leotards. So you can see the whole peach emoji. You can see all of it. What do you think they're trying to say? I believe it's less about what they're saying and more about why they're saying it. I think there's something special about performance art. With almost every other form of art, music, painting, photography, the artist uses their medium as a conduit for their emotions. With performance art, the medium is the artist. It's the purest expression of raw, human emotion. It's art as
I
catharsis.
don't know.
That's beautiful, Damien. So what you're saying is, if I start making really loud fart noises right now, it's art as long as I, like, really mean it. Damien fixes him with a hard stare. I was gonna start making fart noises, but based on the look on your face, that joke isn't gonna play well with this crowd. I would have thought it hysterical. Joseph, just so you know, I would have been on your fart side.
Hmm.
Wise.
Hmm.
We watch the rest of the performance as earnestly as we can and clap politely after the dancers scream their way off stage. Whew. I think I'm all arted out. Agreed. We all decide to walk home together.
Hmm.
Mwah. We make our way back to the cul-de-sac. Tiny wine and tiny cheese sloshing around in my stomach. I think what I've learned tonight, and not just what I've learned about art, which was nice and extremely informative, but what I've learned tonight is that when you put a bunch of tiny wine and tiny cheese together, it eventually becomes regular wine and regular cheese, followed by too much wine and too much cheese. The tiny cheese lulled me into a false sense of security. I felt safe with the tiny cheese. Love you, Joseph. Wax wings. Too close to the sun. Cheese wings? Those would melt in the sun too. I feel like it's more appropriate imagery. Plus, it'd be delicious. Let me lick that melting cheese off of you. Or not, that's also an option. A nice menthaler? I don't know this word. A nice menthaler, possibly. Hey, if you guys were painters, what would you paint? I actually dabble in oils. I mostly paint landscapes. Oh, okay. I did not know that, thank you. I mostly paint in landscapes. I'm not very good, but it's a nice way to pass the time. I think I would focus on personal portraits of people in unique professions, like, for example, luchadors. I think I'd paint boats, seascapes, maybe some lighthouses. Mostly boats. Really?
Hey.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're choosing boats in favor of a long history of religious imagery and artwork. His entire house is covered in, like, anchors. He's got a boat bookshelf. He has a sea sword. Swordfish! He's got a swordfish in his living room. What? Boats are cool. What about you, Karosael? Ooh, food artistry, landscapes, tasteful. I mean, you would. But food artistry, right? Tasteful nudes of the artist, we're doing it! Art is a money-making business. I know what sells. Oh, cool. I'm hoping that means there was no judgment. We finally get to the cul-de-sac. Alright, boys. Good art. Good art. Agreed. See you guys around? Whether you want to or not, we're all neighbors after all. Bye, hot dads! I head inside to deal with my inevitable cheese over.